They say that long ago, African people could fly. Some of them could fly. They could just step right up on the air and fly. And fly. That is until slavery. When they were packed into ships like cargo and brought to plantations where they were so miserable, they hid that magic of flying somewhere deep in their pain. On the plantations, they were made to work from sunup to sundown. Little water, little food, little rest. On one plantation, there was an old man named Toby who never forgot the magic. He had helped a young woman named Sarah also remember the magic. Well, Sarah had just had a baby, had been ordered back to the fields. She was hoeing and chopping, trembling inside with her baby strapped to her back. Then that one called the overseer, the one who made sure you worked hard and long, came over and the baby started to cry. "Stop that thing from yelling," he said. "Stop it now." The driver, the one with the whip that cut like a knife, came over. Of course the baby didn't stop crying. And when the baby didn't stop crying, the driver took that whip, whipped Sarah and her baby. Sarah fell to the ground. Toby walked over. She looked up at him, said, "Now." He nodded his head. "Now." And stared at Sarah and he together, like a chant, said those magic words. "Kungale, kumbubiale, kungale, kumbubisante, kungale, kumbubiale." And Sarah stepped up on the air and she flew, holding her baby. Well, the overseer got on his horse and ran after her, but of course he couldn't catch her. And he just stood there. Unbelievable that she could fly. Well, the next day was one of those hot days. So hot you couldn't stand it. Too hot for anybody to be working in fields. Even the young men were tired and weary. One young man who had met with Toby and relearned the magic fainted. He called to Toby. Toby came over, and he too said those magic words. Nobody remembers what the words really mean, but we know that they meant ultimately freedom. Kungale, kumbubayale, kungale, kumbubasante, and he flew. Well, one by one they began to drop, faint, call for Toby, until he just stood up and said, "Kungale!" And everyone who remembered the magic knew it was time. Kum kale, kum bubale, kum kale, kum bubayale. One by one, they stepped up on the air and flew to freedom. There were so many that it looked like the sky had gotten cloudy. Well, the overseer had run to get the master. Master came with his gun. Overseer said, "It's him. He's the one. He's the one who's saying the magic words." Toby knew now it was time for him to say the words for himself. Kum gale, kum bubayale, kum gale, kum bubayasante. And he stepped up on the air and he flew. As they flew, he looked down, saw the upturned faces of all of those who didn't know the magic or couldn't remember the magic. And he said to them, "Don't worry. One day, all people who love freedom will fly. Will fly." Now they told that story around the fireplaces at night to their children. And the children told it to their children. And now I've told it to you. And if it be sweet, take some and send some back to me. Kungale, kumbuyale, kungale.